Hi, everyone. It's me, Dr. Stacy Betancourt, with the chaotic edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. And yes, we're moving. So, in hopefully next week's episode, I'll be probably still with boxes, but in another location. So, let's get right to it. Today, we talk about dealing with the highs and lows. So, do you ever feel like life can make you feel like you're on a roller coaster? There are twists, there's turns, there's challenges, there's slow climbs. You're peeking over the edge and then whoosh, straight into the edge, straight over that edge, speeding through more twists and turns until you come to a stop when sometimes you can get a break, catch your breath, but other times you can't and you just got to keep moving. And sometimes it feels like life is constantly leaving you with an arduous climb. You know what I'm talking about. So it's that idea of we have to direct our thoughts to an overall balance when this happens. And while we will go through difficult periods in our lives, it doesn't mean that life is always difficult. Now, if you seem to feel that you're trapped in constant difficulty, let's talk, because life should have balance. And I've talked about balance before. It's important to focus on the positives in your life. And this doesn't mean you overlook the loss. You have to acknowledge. It's important to seek understanding and know that in most cases, your lows are temporary. And before we know it, things do get better. Whether it's through time or design, things do get better. And that's what you need to focus on. What works for me is to look at the lesson. This can be a really harsh reality check if we continue making the same mistakes and choices. We find ourselves miserable. We use phrases like, this always happens to me. I have the worst luck. Why am I always unhappy, sad, angry, frustrated, etc.? Have you ever noticed we rarely hear someone say, I'm always happy? The nature of our societal core is that happiness is fleeting and overall negative feelings are expected. What if we began to focus on our peaks? The climb is hard, but we get to the top. As our best times, focus on the peaks as we maneuver through our low points. So you're going through something difficult. Focusing on good periods of time in your life can actually help. And it sounds simple because it is. For example, when I'm running a marathon or I'm running any kind of long run, sometimes it gets hard, mentally difficult. But I focus on what it's going to feel like to cross the finish line, what it's going to feel like to get my honorary banana at the end. And yes, getting the medal at the end. It's the idea of focusing on what brings you joy during times when you're not feeling joyful. And the idea is when things are difficult, try to understand the why and the how. And looking for that lesson, making the necessary changes, which is key. If you don't make the necessary changes, you're not going to learn. Learning from the experience and directing yourself into a more tranquil life experience. It really can be that easy. But you have to first acknowledge the lessons that have caused you to be in your situation. It's coming to terms with the unpleasant part. Because if you don't acknowledge what you may have brought to the situation, then you can't expect to overcome it. Now, some things are out of your control. I get that. But you can still look for the positives and you can still focus on what it's going to feel like to get to the other side of this. So it comes down to this. How can you be honest with others if you can't be honest with yourself? It's taking that responsibility for your actions. It's learning from them and moving forward with a deeper connection to a positive outlook. And when you do, it makes the lows easier to understand and overcome. It gets easier. And you find that you're in the lows less often than you used to be. Give it a try, but remember, treat yourself with grace. Treat others with grace. We're all on a journey. And again, they may look the same, but they're not. So be understanding of that. Treat each other with grace and kindness. And you know what? That's it for this week. I wish you all a great week. You know what I'll be doing this week. So for now, this is Dr. Stacy Betancourt with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy, and I will be back next week. Don't know what my condition of my house will look like, but I'll still be back. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon.